Hello and welcome back to Centrify, just in time, just enough, and any other privileged access request patterns. We're still in part 4, using shared accounts via local or directory. And in this scenario, we're going to talk about using a shared Active Directory account with a role assigned within a Centrify zone that allows for provisioning in the case of Unix and Linux, authorization, access control, and also privilege elevation for both Unix, Linux, and Windows. And this video, we're going to talk about an overview. Here's how things look in this use case. So we continue to have Active Directory, right? And this is a mixed scenario where we have privileged access service providing the workflow policy, providing jump box access if needed, the workflow, and we have server suite that is enforcing access control, Unix identity in the case of Unix and Linux, access control and privilege elevation as in Unix, Linux, and Windows, and session capture and replay as well. So in this scenario, we have an Active Directory account that has been Unix enabled. For the sake of my scenario, I am mixing an account that is usable in Unix, Linux, and Windows and has roles assigned in both platforms. This is obviously a violation of separation of duties, but it just makes the demo easier to do, but you would not do this in a production environment, right? So the same way, there is that account has been authorized with a mixed role. And let's take a look at that mixed role. So it's right here. It's a role that was defined to be usable for Unix and Linux, as well as Windows, and it has PAM access rights. It has Unix Linux commands pretty much that allow them to become like Superman or root. It has an administrative desktop, and it has admin network access. So the administrative desktop just makes things super easy for in case of privilege elevation, and the admin network allows for things like PowerShell remoting. So let's go ahead and take a look at my environment. So in this environment, this is the zone configuration. Notice that I have a Linux machine and a Windows machine. Here's my Unix enabled local account, Active Directory account. And here are the role assignments for that account. So that account has been assigned that JIT Tier 3 break fix. And if you look at it, this role was defined as a both Unix and Windows, has rescue rights, does not have to do multi-factor authentication, will be audited if the system allows for that, and the assignment is permanent. In this case, what you're trying to leverage is that the account is just a normal account and it has to elevate to be able to exercise it. So to keep videos short, all I'm going to do in this video is make the request. So like we said, we have privileged access service, right? And at the domain level, I have enabled my my requester to have the view permission. So this sometimes can be a little bit confusing, but in order for a user to be able to request an account, they have to have the view permission at the object level, at any set, and at the parent object level. Since Active Directory accounts, and notice that the accounts are here. Here's the account in question. Notice that they have their own permissions as well. But if the user does not have the view permission at both levels, they won't be able to request for it. So we're going to take a look at Lisa, who's our requester. We're going to take a look at accounts. We're going to go to domain accounts, and we can see our account here, right? So I'm just going to make one request, and it's going to be here in the GUI. I'm going to request to log into this machine called member3. So I'm going to select request account, and I'm going to log in with this local admin account. So I'm going to request a permanent, and that's to make my video easier so I don't have to do the request in the next video. So now this has gone to my approver, and when I go into access requests, notice that I have this login here. I'm going to go ahead and approve it and submit it. So in the next video, we're going to see this in action, and it's going to be a cross usage across Unix, Linux, and Windows.